Hello everybody, I'm Count Christo and this is the Best of Both Worlds campaign. Welcome back. So, in the last episode, the lines buckled. We're holding fine in the east. And I looked at something that I've never looked at before. Or not never looked at before, I haven't looked at in probably maybe a year. You know these lines underneath, which tell you how strong the enemy force is compared to you? Yeah, so they tell me what's... Friggin' sirens. They tell me what is completely obvious, probably, to many of you, which is that we've got way too many people on the Soviet front. Just way too many people. And we should have a bunch of them over here, basically. We've got the supply. Sorry, I need to unpause for an hour so it recalculates everything. Right, so we're losing over the Benelux. We've lost these key air bases. There's one here, there's one here. Is there one in Champagne? There is, but we never had that one. Has the AI been building air bases? I don't remember there being a level 10 one in Champagne, but I could be wrong. Obviously, we've overstacked because we've moved from this airbase. But, so one thing we're going to do is we're going to move guys from the Eastern Front. And I was considering, like, why is it so difficult to defend here? And there's a number of reasons. Number one is, obviously, we're defending with these 20 wits, which aren't very good. And they don't have any line artillery. But I was looking at what would happen if we added line artillery. And it's not that good. We go from 290... I won't just do it. Just take my word for it. We go from 290 to about 250. Sorry, 350. Which is not that good. What is that? It's about a slightly more than a 1/6 increase. Which is not spectacular, to be honest. I think that's all part of the artillery nerf, basically, that's causing our problem here. So we need to fall back. I'm already falling back to there. Good. Some of these guys are not engaged. That's fun. Why don't you walk back out and then re-engage? Down here, I think, yeah, we're still having disastrous supply issues, obviously. And the main problem is that Turkey, the main problem is that we can't improve the supply here. We can't build this supply chain because some of it is owned by Turkey. So what are the options without cheating? The options are basically fall back. We tried and failed to push through this region with the current supply situation. So let's pull back and either come back with mountaineers. I was going to say more air bases. We can't even build air bases. Come back with mountaineers and better tank divisions and maybe a higher quality air force, which will allow us to punch through, or we just don't attack from this direction. We engage in other activities which will allow us to perhaps naval invade or to push all the way around. But pushing all the way around gives us such a huge front against the Soviets. Or we try and do the naval expedition idea where we send the boats all the way around Africa to facilitate a naval invasions landing, we'd pull back to about here. Naval invasions landing all along this coast, capturing this port. And then this port would not be controlled by Turkey, and we could power building this port up to level 10, and then we could build the local infrastructure up. Or we could stay the course. We could try and keep the troops in here and just hold in this garbage supply situation. The other thing, of course, we can do about supply is something I should have done ages ago, which is we should have Logistics Company 4, maybe. Or maybe, well, at least 3, maybe 4. That's just totally dumb on my part. It is 1940, which means we can research better planes. Should we get better fighters or better CAS first? I don't know. Probably fighters. Probably fighters. Yes, so we're going to reduce the number of men on the Eastern Front, and the way we're going to do that is gently, because if we pull out, if I just went, okay, we want half as many men here, so hit S and bring them out, but unfortunately that's going to leave this tile empty, it's going to leave this tile empty, doesn't do it in a way that's conducive to doing that nicely. So these bits are overstacked, because that's where the big Soviet push was earlier, but basically the Soviets are not going to be able to muster a really big, dangerous push, not for quite a while. They have almost no manpower. And they don't appear to be deploying a very large amount of their air force against us. They've got a lot of CAS here, but we're intercepting them like Billio, and they just don't seem to be able to do too much here. So let's, don't mind me just hitting about 5 random keys at once. Let's extend the area of the front this army is responsible for. Assign these guys to that army. You don't have anyone up here anymore. Which leaves this army now overdone. And we can pull some men out of it. Like so. Marvellous. This is usually how I move fronts. And then these guys can retreat. No one's just got 2 defenders. Oh, they actually do. Alright, well, we'll retreat them one by one then, just in case they are in fact the frontline unit. And then these guys, where's that? Northwest Africa? What do I have 0 supply here? Oh yeah, and I noticed something really annoying. So there's a fight here, right? We have ports, we have a land connection all the way to our homelands. We have 0 supply, and we are getting the supply penalty. They are not. Apparently, this division consumes 0 supply. I'm actually going to tag to the US. What is going on with this unit? Good lord. The way the AI manages things is interesting. So why are you not out of supply, my man? Do you use 0 supply? No, he uses 0.45 supply. And you have 0 supply, so he must be in a supply grace. Can you see someone's supply grace? Supply status. Hours of spare. He's got 69 hours of spare supply left. Fair enough. Okay. Now, here, I was considering trying to move in men and cycle men and hold the front so we don't lose Vlaanderen, or we've already lost Vlaanderen, but we don't lose Wallonie. How do you say this, by the way? Wallonie? Wallonia is the place in Kaiserreich, I think. So that sounds about right. And I might try and do that, but Liège is the main victory point there. So if we just held a line here instead, we'd lose. This could be attacked from 3 directions, which is quite dangerous. And it is plains. I don't think we're going to be able to hold here. Not against this kind of determined push. We should go back to the fort line. Okay, so the guys down here need to... These guys, I've already done that. Okay, you need to strat redeploy directly to your locations, because I need you guys to start entrenching as soon as possible. But yeah, basically, I don't think the quality of the infantry is the problem. We couldn't do much more to improve them. The thing we could do, and that we really should do, actually... Yeah, okay, I thought about this before I started. We should basically invent better and build anti-air. We really should have done that a long time ago. I always don't build anti-air, and it's always a terrible idea. So once we've got advanced computing... Well, no, I want decryption after that, don't I? Maybe after we get the Panzerkampfwagen? Panther? No, because I want to get the anti-air Panzerkampfwagen. And I don't want to put tanks in infantry, because we're not that far gone yet. Well, let's finish getting guys off the Eastern Front, then we'll sort out the air situation, because I know we're very overstacked in a couple of places. So you... I don't really want to extend your line, I just want to remove a couple of people from it. You do not need 8 people defending Warsaw, I don't think. In the north, this seems fairly reasonable. 3 is about right. The thing is, I'm saying, 3 is about right here against the inferior enemy of our 2 enemies right now. And over here, this tile only has 3. Counting these being 20 widths, of course. We also don't have field hospitals in our smaller infantry divisions. But I don't think we have the motorized to get that right now. Someone also mentioned in the comments, very good point, the Med is closed off to the Allies right now. They can't add ships to the Allies except via France deploying them into the Med, because this is contested, which means currently only subs can pass. Okay. So only subs can come in and out, which means basically if we put our fleet in here, we would be able to have total naval supremacy over the Med, which would allow, for example, invading Cyprus, Rhodes, the Baleares, Balearic? I don't know the Baleares Islands. Maybe that's... I don't know. Is Baleares just these 2 and all of them the Balearic? I don't know. More graphic bugs. And maybe doing the naval invasion up here and that kind of stuff without risk of any allies coming around. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think here we should stop wasting our tanks on a push that we're not accomplishing. And the tanks are causing disastrous supply issues. So let's fall back, more or less to the original line we were on, I think. You guys, we're going to pull back. We're going to go here. We want to do a defensive line, so let's go here. Looks quite good. Nowhere can be attacked. Oh, this one can be attacked from 3 directions, and it is a plains tile. That's a little concerning. So let's guarantee it has an extra guy, and you should probably go all the way to the coast. Just a thought. We could maybe hold Trebizond, which would help Turkey's manpower. Okay, people also said, why don't you make Turkey into the Ottoman Empire so they get more manpower? What are you talking about? How do we make them into the Ottoman Empire? I've looked through the focus tree. I'm pretty sure it's not something of that. I'm guessing it's a Turkish decision. Let's just look at the Turkish decisions. I'm not going to do any of these. But okay, they can reform the Ottoman Empire. They have to control Hejaz, Yemen, Kuwait, all Turkish states, and all Iraqi states. And then they get cores on Hejaz, Yemen, Gabs, Tunisia, all Iraqi states, all French states in the Middle East, all Italian states in North Africa. Yeah, we could do that to give them more manpower, but it's a pipe dream. We'd have to war our way through all of this, which would give the Allies a front with us. By the time we got here, the Allies might have deployed lots of men here. It's not really a pipe dream. We could take this region, but I'm not giving them all of this region and making it so we can't build in it. We need to be able to build here in case the Allies start pushing hard here, and it gives us ability to increase our airbase sizes. That's probably not very important, but plus I just like looking at German Empire holding Northern Africa. But it's an interesting idea, so thank you for the suggestion. Okay, anything else? Yes, we haven't actually done anything with these guys yet. So you guys can all join this army and get your butts over here. Those of you that aren't already in combat, anyway. Okay, no one seems to be shuffling stupidly on this front. Good. Let's take a look at that airbase, shall we? So, obviously, the airbase here is way overstacked. We're building more up here. Mossland seems like a good airbase location as well. Let's pump some in there. Now, the fighters. Which has longer range, fighters of the Cass? Oh, actually, these are, I think these are worse fighters. Ah, yes, another thing. You guys. No longer high replacement priority because we're pulling back here. And since we pull back the infantry, you know what we should probably also do? Pull back tanks. Just a thought. And we should also organize this retreat. I'll go and manually control and move back so that we don't muck everything up and lose all our tanks or something. Like, for example, by pulling back from this tile before we retreated here. The Turks will take casualties as we retreat because there's no way to, like, say, hey, buddy, we're retreating. No one's behind this province if this one falls. And they've got so much attack. It's the planning bonus. The problem that's caused this big push. I mean, there's multiple things, some of which are my fault, some of which because of difficulty settings. But the one that I should have anticipated is they didn't attack for ages, which means they built a ludicrous planning bonus, and that's what's giving them the oomph to really power through here. They're getting a 69, that just keeps coming up this episode apparently, bonus to actually just punch straight through. We also are behind on tanks. We should really have this quite a while ago, but we will make do. I'm just so I zoom out, I see this American flag, and I think they've landed somewhere, but that's on the Soviet front. Okay, is there anything else? Yes, we didn't actually do that plane thing, right? So, Essen planes. We can fly some of you from down here. So these guys are actually in range of the Benelux right now. So let's put them all on the Benelux. Do we go on just intercept? No, we're going to fight for superiority. We have a lot of planes. They have a lot more, by the way, in case you're wondering about numbers. You know, we've got about 16,000. France has about, let's call it 8,000. England has more than 20,000. America has more than 11,000. Even Canada has like 1,000. Russia has 3,000. It's a lot of planes. A lot of planes. So we'll put all those over there, and we'll put one staying here on intercept. And a bunch of these fighters can come down here. Just a lot of them. Like, all of them, actually. Can fly down here. Okay, so we definitely need to stay at speed 2 because we're going to manually control the retreat both from here and from and from the Benelux. So you guys can go back here. You actually, I'd like it if you stayed for a minute, but it's alright. We can just cancel your progress a couple of times. Okay, sudden big offensive from both sides there. Interesting. You don't lose retreat progress when you get attacked again, do you? No. These guys should all be retreating. Let's just slow down their movement progress a bit so they don't leave. That's fine. You are overstacked? Ah, yes. Alright, well, we will shuffle a bit higher then. How's that? Much better. Good. The other thing we can do is check general traits, which is something I need to get into a habit of doing. So, for example, Von Lieb. Congratulations, Von Lieb. You get infantry expert. The other thing we could do is take good generals off the Eastern Front and put them on the Western Front. I'm very tempted to do this. So, for example, if we check out these guys, you know what have we got here? Where's the rank? Does it not show the rank? Am I missing it? It should really show his level just here, shouldn't it? Where do you see it normally? It's just next to them, yeah. It should be just there, I think. You have recovery rate. We could also give you. I don't like entrenchment anymore, because you know you. Oh hello, they've stopped attacking us. Did they just lose heart because we got all these new men on the front? Maybe we should push them back again. Oh yeah, that was the other problem I thought of with my defensive strategy. We were defending in France. Terrible idea. Because when we're in France, France gets like a 40% attack and defense bonus. And a break... did we get a breakthrough bonus? I don't think so. But when fighting in core territory, France is a lot stronger. What that means is we want to try and encircle and do the main first breakthrough and then hold in Belgian core territory. I'm tempted to push them back again. I want to take Vlaanderen. Where's this resistance, by the way? Ah, yes. Are you guys ready? They are ready. Nice. And how much resistance is there? 0.6. I'd like 3 of you, please. The rest of you can hang out in Leipzig, or however you say that properly. Oh yeah, the other thing is, I don't know what this, why some of this has gone to Romania. And it is Romania, right? It's not just... I mean, it looks like Romania. I think I'm just gonna fix that, because it doesn't actually make any difference in terms of gameplay. Like, I didn't give myself an advantage by doing that. It just looks nicer. So I hope you don't object too stridently to that. They have not very many planes here, but as soon as we deployed ours, they would. Okay, so now we are slightly overstacked here, but only because Italy has some men here. Some planes, that is. Do I want to have any of these guys flying up here? No, I do not, because we can have that happen elsewhere. So some of you guys, in fact 4 of you guys, can come here, fly over Eastern Germany. Hopefully the Italian and Japanese close air support will shuffle off. We can also get one more. Yeah, one of you, if you please. Come down here. We've got low supply here. God, we're getting convoy raided to hell. Naval route efficiency 5%. Yeah, fair enough. These ones are getting very badly raided. Even with colossal air support. Well, I'm not sure what to do about that, really. You guys, some of you were originally intended to be over this area, but we moved them to protect the Italian jump across. V1 down here? Not yet, because we barely unpaused. Okay. Well, we could retake Brussels right now. I don't want to have to fall back to this line. I don't like this line. Now, we could just attack that. Oh, but I really don't want to. We've got yellow air now, which is very nice. Reduced by anti-air in the region. -20. Their air power. 4,851. Reduced by air power -20. Yeah. That's not getting a much good out of the cast there. Alright, yep. It would be sensible, probably, to fall back. That said, to the front. Okay. It's just... the front lines are getting a little hectic here. So let's do that. Just fix them a bit. Okay. Move in the tanks. With mediums present, I'm more confident we'd be able to hold this. This is just a pinning attack, in case you're wondering, while we put men back into Antwerpen. Some men moving in there. Good. Alright, how is the Turkish front going? Do not get yourselves pocketed. Is this the right defensive line? It looks pretty good. Oh, you can't attack. No, you can. But it's, I mean, some of them would have a river crossing at least. You guys, just why don't you just try going to the ones next to where you're going, rather than across a bunch. You guys stay put. Okay. Falling back there. Good. In fact, you guys aren't in combat. Just get... Oh, no, sorry, some of them are retreating. So, yes, general switching. This army here. It will take a while, but I would like to steal one of the finest generals from the Eastern Front. Grizzled by their experiences against the Soviets. Friedrich Schulz? What's he got? Urban Assault Specialist. He's got the Infantry Leader. He's got... Trickster's pretty good, I think. Oh, he hasn't... I haven't given him Infantry Expert, though. We should do that. In fact, since we missed one, we may have missed others. Let's look at the list. Anyone not have Infantry Expert that could have it? No. We could also switch the Field Marshal over. And we absolutely should have been using a Logistics Wizard to command this as well. Though maybe you couldn't have it. Do you not have... Where do you get Logistics Wizard? It's from Organizer? Right. He's getting there, though. It's unlocked by... using battle plans. Excuse me, sorry, I missed my mute key. Using battle plans. I really hope that doesn't mean activating battle plans. It can't, right? Because we have barely activated any, and we had it on this general. Interesting. Alright. Medium tanks are here. Drive them back. I would like to retake this airbase as well. Which will be tough, because it's through the forest. But we shall not let that deter us. An attack from this direction second, so the people with the river crossing penalty. Oh dear. So the people with the river crossing penalty aren't the first line of defense. Sorry, first line of attack even. So if you're going south, good. Alright, Brussels falling to us. Glorious. Supply situation's still fine. That's good. Air has turned once again against us. If we could capture this airbase, that would make a big difference. Is there anywhere else? Ah, yes, right. Ground crews would be nice in the region. Keep moving forwards. You're de-ordered. Okay, so, generals. You, Steiner. Hey, it's Steiner. I only know who he is because of the meme. I'm sorry. You can go and switch. You are being sent to the Eastern Front. How long will it take you to get there? Only 15. That's not bad. Is it controlled by distance? I don't know what it would calculate the distance from. Maybe it's always 15. But that's not too bad. I was expecting it to be a bit longer than that. And the primary infantry army here. It's also made up, of course, of our less experienced units. Over on the Eastern Front, we've got all these people with the glorious regular training. Old Everhard is the one having the problem, of course, because he's down here. Right, you guys still retreating. Good. You guys just pause. Delay that withdrawal a little bit. Anything else? Yep, we won here. Fabulous. They've already got the orders to push on through. Just make sure you don't lose those ports while you're at it. I always end up leaving... Oh, hello. That is to be paid attention to. Because if they broke through here, we'd have a big problem. By the time we could get men here to stop them, they might have made our line untenable to actually hold Italy, which would be devastating. Must be careful there. Okay. No, push on the airbase is not sustainable. Let's not... Basically, we shouldn't push without tanks. We should take Ghent, because there's the airbase there. Good. We regained control of Landeren. It's a lot of factories. Yugoslavia claims Macedonia. Yeah, I mean, you're both my puppet, but whatever you'll say. Okay, anywhere else resistance occupation? Yes, down here. Well, I guess we will Send a couple of these guys. Oh, it's really not running so well. Not surprisingly, we max buffed the AI. So where was it actually? Cairo or just south of Cairo? It was actually Cairo. Okay, you guys, I'd like you to strat redeploy down here, please. Anywhere else? Nope, just Cairo. Let's just check the map. Looks fine. This one's under control. Now we've got the medium tanks here, and now that for some reason the French have lost interest because we're no longer in their core territory. They just don't like fighting without their buffs, you see. Sorry about this. Have I mentioned that I love living on a major road? Have I mentioned it 100 times yet? I think I probably have. Alright, here are the tanks. Infantry, cease your nonsense. The tanks are coming in. Alright, this is what happens when you meet my proper divisions, US. And then throw in some extra people behind the lines. That'll be fine, and you guys can move in. Okay. Do the French get their attack bonus when standing in their territory attacking me? I hope they don't. That seems a little unfair. Another ace pilot. Oh, that's what we could also do. We could throw the aces up here as well. So, hey, why have you got such bad... It's overcrowded. Get out of my airbase, Allied planes. I don't want you here. We are understacking this one because now we've... understacking? I don't know if it's... Is it stacking if you're doing it too little? You guys should be flying over the Benelux. Got 2 more hundred space down here. Move those over. Just generally steal from the eastern front. 2 more hundred there. Good. And this is going to cause all kinds of problems in the Allied line. So we want to retake Ghent, because there's the airbase there. So tanks supported by the 40 wits. Good. Okay. Someone's moving in there, aren't they? Where's the tank? Who's over here? Is he still there? Am I just not seeing him? I don't think so. Okay, good. Good. Stabilized. See, as soon as we have the tanks here and we've got the planes organized properly... Like, good lord, there's a lot of planes over the Benelux. But now we've taken Ghent. That's excellent. That's another 1,600 planes. We can deploy there if we want to. Do we have planes in reserve right now? I think we do. Almost, no. We have 100 CAS and 200 interwar fighters. No, okay, we basically don't have planes in reserve. Let's just take more from the Eastern Front, because it's not where the action's at right now. Oops, overstacked here. We will just shuffle them. Where else? We have fighters over the Tyrrhenian, which we actually don't need right now, but they seem to be holding their own. Oh god, they've got 2,500 fighters here. What in the world? Okay, maybe we shouldn't have these guys flying over there. But we got loads of naval bombers, don't we? They were the ones we just built too many of. We got 24! Okay, you guys, stop flying over the Western Med. They have far too many there right now. They'll probably leave, of course, as soon as I do that, but all but one of you guys, let's be having you. And we'll see how many what kind of numbers that puts us at. We also should probably remove a bunch from Asia Minor. Are they flying out of Cyprus? Only 200. So where are they flying to here from? Probably just in Soviet air bases, but I don't know. Alright, you guys all withdraw. Now that none of us are in combat, we can really get a wiggle on in terms of actually getting back to the line. Okay. The Caucasus push. Is that our first major failed offensive? Excuse me, gentlemen, I thought I asked you to strat redeploy. Can you not command multiple armies to strat redeploy at the same time? That is interesting. Okay, you guys, get back here. We're going to leave the tanks here just for a moment. Wait, you oversupply? No. Why are you taking... Oh, I thought he was taking attrition, but my eyes were deceiving me. Okay, so stable on this front because the French aren't very interested in garrisoning. Just giving anyone else NC flashbacks. This is the little demilitarized zone here again. We should probably push back to the original line. Well, I don't know. I don't want to fight in France. But if I just left a tank contingent here, maybe we'd be fine. And I'd like to take the Calais Air Base again, because it gave us such good support here. I don't know. I'm thinking. I think we stay here. But it's such a bad line to defend. Look at these planes. All these darn planes. I think we hold here. I don't want to fight in France. So we're going to stay here. And we're going to fort up. And last time, you think we forted up? No, we built level 3s. This time, we're going to level 5s, which are very expensive. Do we want to take this tile? This tile can be attacked from... Or this tile can be attacked from 4. Yeah, no, that's not sustainable. We should take here as well. Send the tanks in just in case we have problems. Okay, but I'm going to call it a part here. In the next episode, we will invent the Panzerkampfwagen 5, and we will see what we can do. The Turkish front will likely stabilize back to its original borders, and we can consider our next move. So, the Caucasus push, obviously, went badly. No, I'll talk about... I have various theories, but I'll talk about plans about the next grand offensive, like a Caucasus-style offensive, in the next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Wheel? Aisle. Bye.